Hey guys, James here, and next time is Giorno versus Joker, and I'm glad I don't get enough views for my comment section to be a shit show. Thank God for that. And if the comment section somehow is a shit show, good God, what the fuck is wrong with you people? But Giorno Joker, it's called Joker Giorno, but fuck you, Giorno Joker is better for calling it that. And I already have the thumbnail set as Giorno versus Joker, not Joker versus Giorno. But this is the one that I think we all just collectively knew was happening. During Season 10, at the end of Season 10, for the trailer for Season 11, there was the whole card part of the trailer, where, like, the tarot card reading, and, like, okay, yeah, Giorno Joker, that's happening. It was, like, it specifically showed, like, the world, the fool, death. It's kind of like, kind of figure it out pretty easily. I know, like, another matchup got speculated, a different Persona matchup, the Persona Free protag versus, World Ends With You protagonist. I don't remember either's names off the top of my head, but I know that got speculated thanks to Persona Free releasing this year. The, remaster, remake, I don't know. But Giorno Joker just felt way more likely. It is probably the most popular JoJo and Persona matchup, even though I think Kira versus Adachi is a better matchup that I would have liked way more, but I still like Giorno Joker, so I'm okay with this. And it was just a very obvious one, like, okay, yeah, they're doing it. This is just happening next year. And I predicted it to be the premiere of Season 11, which is now 24, which did not turn out to be true. But I think it was originally planned to be, because while we were still before the Rooster Teeth closure, Liam gave out a tease at what the first matchup is, and that he's writing it, and gave a singular line of a gorilla's worst nightmare, which Giorno turned a mobster's, like, turned a gun into a banana and gave it to a mobster. Monkeys, gorillas, they like bananas. It's kind of very simple to get. And considering Omni-Man vs. Bardock was written by Ben, and did not have the Gorilla's Worst Nightmare line, I think it's safe to say that Giorno Joker was supposed to be the premiere, because Liam is most definitely writing it. It's a JoJo episode. Lord knows he's going to write Giorno Joker. It's not even confirmed that he's writing it. We just know for a fact that, yeah, Liam is going to be the writer of that episode. There is no shot he ain't. So, yeah, this probably was supposed to be a premiere, but got moved back by an episode, either to have some extra time worked on it. Omni-Man vs. Homelander was farther into development by that point, or they just thought that would be a better way to bring the show back. I don't know. I can't say. Only the team's going to know that, and unless they just come out and say, yeah, this is the reason why we did this before this, and also this was supposed to be a premiere. So, yeah, it's just speculation on my end. Nothing more than that. But I'm excited for this. I do like Giorno vs. Joker. It's one of those matchups where I fucking hate talking about the debate for it, but I like the matchup. I think, like, it definitely has a cool, jazzy, snazz vibe to it. I love that. That's something I'm really hoping to see in the fight. And yeah, the debate is going to be a big portion of this. Good God, is it going to be a big portion of this? But as for the fight, it's probably going to be sprites. It did look like we got, like, silhouettes of Giorno Joker's fucking Golden Wind. I might kind of switch between calling Gold Experience Golden Wind and Golden Experience, because I watched the dub and they called it Golden Wind. So I might kind of switch between the two on accident, so sorry about that. And then also Joker's Persona, which I can't remember. What the fuck is the name of his Persona? I can't remember off the top of my head. Arsene? I don't know. I played about 20 hours of Persona 4. I played like 15 last year, and then I think I played some more. I did play some more earlier this year, but not really a lot, because I was thinking, like, oh, Giorno Joker's definitely happening. I might as well play Persona 5 some more. I'd want to do that during the waiting period if I get the opportunity to, and feel like I could just sit down for a day and play Persona. It feels like a slow game because of the tutorials. That's kind of like preventing me from, like, going all in, especially knowing that it's a 100-hour game. and the tutorials are still going on. I think they go on throughout the whole game, which, ooh, God, no, I don't want to deal with that, but I do want to play it. I do want to play the game more. And Giorno Joker, what am I talking about? Also, I do like JoJo. I do very much like JoJo. I don't really have anything behind. I have a. Oh no! I have a Josuke figure, but I moved it over there on top of like a DVD shelf. So I don't have anything behind me to say I like JoJo, but I do really like JoJo. And right off the bat, I am rooting for Giorno. That's not going to affect my bet at all. I feel like I have to walk on eggshells when talking about this matchup, especially later. Anyways, this is most likely going to be a sprite fight because we got like silhouettes of their sprites at the end of the or at the trailer for the matchup, the announcement trailer, the next time. So that is what I'm expecting, and for the setup, it seems like it's going to be a Giorno or Joker, and the Phantom Thieves is going to be infiltrating Giorno's heart. I'm assuming it might start with Giorno getting a letter, we're coming to steal your heart letter by the Phantom Thieves. Calling card. I think it's called a calling card. Get a calling card from the Phantom Thieves. I imagine that's how it's going to start. And then we, like, cut to the Phantom Thieves in Giorno's mind. I don't remember what it's called. The Metaverse? I think it's called Metaverse. I don't know. I haven't played Persona 5 in a hot minute, okay? So take a lot of what I say with Persona with a tint of salt. And if anyone would like to correct me reasonably, don't be a dick. But if anyone would like to correct me on any Persona things I get wrong, feel free to correct me, just don't be an ass about it. That's all I ask of you. But yeah, I imagine that's going to be set up. Maybe it would be cool. I understand if they can't do this, but it would be cool if maybe we can get like some of the other Persona or the Phantom Thieves members, like Morgana, Ryuji, especially Ryuji. I love Ryuji. Anna, Fubaki, the other ones. I'm not far in Persona. I'm to where you get the cat bus, a bit past where you get the cat bus, and you're doing missions in the cat bus. That's kind of as far as I'm at. So, at least by memory. But maybe have some of them, and like they split off from Joker for one reason or another, either to cover more ground. They get split up by people, some enemy in the metaverse, in Giorno's castle. It's called a castle. Whether that be maybe Bruno, like maybe stands of Giorno's friends, like Bruno, Little Bomber, the gun. I forget the guns. I haven't watched fucking Golden Wind in like 4 years. I think I watched it during the pandemic. You know, stuff like that. It splits them off. Spicy Lady, or Spice Girls, whatever. It splits them off, and then Joker finds Giorno, and then they fight from there. Some things I definitely would like to see in the fight, because I imagine Joker's going to be able to see Giorno, and it's going to be, or not Giorno, see Gold Experience, because it's probably going to be treated very similar to a Persona. I don't know if normally a Persona user could see a stand. Probably, because stands are pretty similar to Personas in nature, as far as I'm aware. Like, specifically the ones you summon by either Boom or ripping the fucking face off, or however Persona 4 does it. I think the cards, I don't know. I haven't played Persona 4 free. I think I did try playing Persona free. I bought a copy of the game, but the game wouldn't work, so I had to return it. Which sucks, so it's like, oh, I really want to play Persona free. Probably, because it'll probably be best, from what I know, it might be best to play Persona free before like 4 or 5, because all the mechanics you'll like in 4 and 5 won't be in free. I don't know. I'm getting this knowledge off of Near Chris episode about Persona from fucking 2019, 18, I don't know. I know like there is Persona free Reloaded, but I don't have a system to play that. I'm getting distracted. But throughout the fight, I would like for there to be like maybe a scene where Joker shoots his gun and Gold Experience catches it and just turns into like a butterfly or something. I would like that type of ability trade-off. You know, how do I say his name again? Fuck. Arsene, that his persona using the different attacks, which I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but you know, all those sorts of different attacks and Gold Experience bouncing off them. Maybe you could also have bits of like Joker trying to fight Giorno himself, using using a knife, like chucking it, or his gun. But Gold Experience, like either like catches catches them and turns them into different things. Maybe you could also have a scene where Gold Experience like punches the ground and roots start coming out and wrap around the persona. And at some point you could, I believe how personas evolve in the game is by combining them with another persona. But with this persona specifically, I don't know if they can evolve on their own, but I know there's like a Ryol and Sentinel. I don't know if they'll include Ryol, because that seems like the in-between, or if they'll just skip it to turn this persona into the strongest form. Then maybe like after like getting ensnared in like vines and getting like fucking stand rushed by Gold Experience, the persona could evolve into Ryol. I'm probably saying these names horribly wrong. The second form of that persona. You'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm too lazy to edit the stuff on here, so Google what I'm talking about. Persona fans will know what I'm talking about. But I think that'd be something cool to have. And you also have like Giorno like utilizing the buttons, like turning them into things. I mean, I want just a lot of versatility shown off in this. And like nearing the climax of the fight, it would be pretty neat to have like, and this is why I brought the Phantom Thieves earlier. The Phantom Thieves show up and they do see this thing. You can maybe have the persona fully evolved into Sentinel at this point. Sentinel, I don't know, however you say that one's name. Into like it's fine, and at that point. Or you could have it to where it's not quite there, but we're gonna get to it soon. And you have like Giorno try to use the golden arrow to turn gold experience into Gold Experience Requiem, or I'll just call GER because that's what we all call it. We call it GER. And it would be cool to have like the like the show. I don't think it's called Showtime, but basically what Persona or Joker's final smash is. You know what I'm talking about from like the stick up. That'd be really cool. You have like Joker and the other Phantom Thieves doing that against Giorno. Has like the cool ass animation. This is like a hand-drawn bit. Giorno doing this thing with his gloves, but then like suddenly everything starts reversing as Gold Experience or GER is now in effect in the fight. Things start reversing back to where they were before, and you can also have like Diablo with him like looking around, seeing like his fucking past selves or whatever it's called. I don't know what they're technically considered in that. Diablo's. Everything GER is going to be weird. This is going to be very hard to explain because I don't script this shit. This is very mostly off the top of my head and just like looking at pages, but you kind of have like referencing that, and then you can maybe have the orb. I forget what it's specifically called, but excuse me. The orb in effect, maybe temporarily getting Giorno out of it, or Joker out of it. But it's still kind of, they have like GER try to use the stand rush, and Joker use his the big gun attack. Let me see if I can pull up the name real quick. Because it's like his final one where he just has like, shoots a massive ass shot out with his persona. I almost said stand there when I know that's not right. What the hell is it called? Where is it? Where is it? Sinful Shell! The Sinful Shell ability attack. I don't know. It'd be cool to have that, and then like determine whether, like, based on who wins, either the bullet from the Sinful Shell like almost hits Giorno. And this if Giorno wins. It almost hits Giorno, but then like GER's effect reverts it back into the gun. And then GER does the fucking muda stand rush on Joker and puts him into... It basically returns to zero and puts Joker into a death loop. Or if Joker wins, the bullet does like rip straight through Giorno, then and like the same goes for GER as they begin to break apart, and then boom, he's dead. Because I know like the killing what the hell is it called? The king of the castle, we'll call it, in the metaverse doesn't really kill the real life person. It just changes their heart. It can kill them. It's a very risky thing, and it is possible to kill them. The Phantom Pieces normally don't try that, but hey, it's a death battle, so we gotta do that. Now the fun part is the debate, which reason why I've been very slow at making this is because I keep going back and forth on who I think wins. Because there is a lot to unpack here. It's like Vader versus Obito, but a million times worse. Because this matchup is 12 cans of... It's 4 or 5 cans of worms in one, because there is figure out how Gur works, figure out how King Crimson works, do we scale Joker to the Shin Megami Tensei cast, the fucking orbs, and can shit be countered? That's the fun part. That's the fun part. Let's get stats out of the way, because base Giorno definitely fucking loses hard. Just base Giorno. Because Joker, AP is not going to matter. We know he's uni. We can look at the cat. There was the Tifa versus Makoto cast where, excuse me, I think they gave a speed feat for Makoto, and she's also a Persona 5 character. I couldn't find it when I was skimming through it. Maybe I'll find it later or someone will tell me it. But they did mention Universal for Persona 5. And Giorno, they will probably put Giorno and Gold Experience at where they put Dio, which I believe was Large Town and 1,100 times faster than Light. But that's not going to matter because Universal Persona, and also I think there's 56 quadrillion times faster than Light. Massively faster than Light on Joker's end. So yeah, it's just, hey, can Gur take down... Does Giorno counter Gur? Now I gotta figure out how Gur works, because Gur has 5 minutes of screen time and is very vague on how it works. I think the thing that we do know is that Gur does trap the opponent in a time loop where they keep on dying, a death loop I guess, as seen by Diablo's death, where he was killed by getting mugged after Gur, and then was seen in a hospital, then cut apart, then ran over by a car, and does a bunch of other shit. He's in a permanent death loop where you keep dying forever, ever, blah, 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 blah. Now the big part that matters with also reverting time. That's because return to zero, because things were reversed to where they were before. And now the big thing is speed, because this is where we have to look into the other stuff, specifically Shin Megami Tensei scaling. How fast is Gur? That's the big question. Guidebooks do state that Gur is basically leagues above every other stand we know. His speed is listed as 0, but that might be because of the return to 0 bit. But he is listed in a guidebook as a stand, a league of its own, and nothing else. I'm gonna have to pull this up, hold this back up. So, okay, guidebook says that it's impossible for any other stand to compare to Gur. This probably is just going to be limited to stands from part 1, even though there's no stands there, but you know what the fuck I mean. Part 1 to part 6. So, anything past that time restart at the end of part 6, probably not really probably not going to be taken into consideration, nor is the Over Heaven stuff like with Steel Over Heaven. Those things I don't think are going to be considered with this. And probably shouldn't. I think there are different circumstances with them. But what stands can we compare them to for this? Well, there's 2 stands that have speed stated as infinity. That's what their speed is ranked, infinity. That being Notorious Big and Made in Heaven. They have their speed marked as infinity in those little stand stat slides in the manga. I know there's some debate on if those stands those stand stats are legit, but they have been backed and surpassed in the anime and manga, such as Star Platinum being stated to be light speed, with there being multiple things, putting him far faster than light speed, and also backing up light speed stuff. So, yeah, I think it's safe to use these, as well as Gur was basically acting when time was frozen during Diablo's whole thing. And now we try to figure out exactly how King Crimson works. Because that's also a big debate. How does that stand work? Since it's not entirely clear. How I personally view it, and this the big thing with this matchup is just how do you interpret these things? Because especially with Kerr, dear God, but how I view how King Crimson works is basically time is completely frozen for him, but he can see the future coming up. And that future will always shift to the event that he wants. I believe that last part's a little iffy, but he can see like the upcoming future by the next couple so seconds, maybe a minute. But time is completely frozen during this bit. And how I kind of like discern when time is frozen and when not is when in the back it looks like the fucking cosmos are spinning around like a fucking cotton candy machine. That's kind of how I view it, is, okay, this is when King Crimson is in effect that we can visibly see. And Gur was moving throughout the entirety of that, well, not moving, but he was acting, and then he did stand rush during that whole thing. So I think it is safe to say that Gur has infinite speed. Now let's look at Joker. Oh god. Okay, wait, real quick. So Giorno with Gur. Gur has infinite speed and can revert any attack back to where it originally started, with return to 0, and trap its opponent in a infinite death loop. Now let's talk Joker, and can he counter this? First thing I want to bring up is Shin Megami Tensei scaling, or SMT scaling. This seems to be a pretty big debate because they do take place in the same universe, kinda. This is where my limited knowledge on Persona and SMT beyond like the general stuff is going to be kind of showing, because, and again, if someone wants to correct me on this while not being a dick about it, be my guest. But from what I could tell, they take place in the same universe, but characters should not scale. Persona 1 and 2 characters do arguably scale to the Shin Megami Tensei cast, but not 3 through 5. And Joker is Persona 5. Now, there's been arguments of scaling with some other games. I think like the Persona Q, or not Strikers. It was like a RPG, like a tactical RPG game that came out on the Switch, I want to say. That supposedly had Shin Megami Tensei characters on it. I'm not talking about like the Personas, because yeah, they're all throughout. The penis wheel one, Jack Frost, all those funny little critters, they're in these games. But that doesn't automatically make scaling, because I guess they're like different variants or whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's mainly just the characters, the humans, the people that look like humans, them funny little bastards. Do they scale to them? And from what I could tell, the argument for the scaling is that they take place in the same universe, and the argument against it is that they don't interact. You could arguably scale them to, like, Persona 5 characters 2, 3, and 4. I know, like, when I was looking up some clips for Persona 5, I did see saying of them fighting you from Persona 4, but I don't know if it's like a testing thing, like, oh, test your new abilities, or shit like that. Test how these Personas are and their attacks. I don't know if it's like that, or if scaling is legit to use. Because with that, if you do scale them, then Shin Megami Tensei characters, scale them to SMT, not scale them to, like, you. But if you do scale them to Shin Megami Tensei characters, they should have immeasurable speed feats. So that would put them put Gur and Joker on similar range, meaning that Joker just AP stomps them. So, because as fast as Joker is, Gur is infinite in speed. It cannot be measured. It does not have a finite limit on it because time is frozen. You cannot measure movement. You cannot measure speed with no time. And, oh god. So, scaling the Shin Megami Tensei? Probably not. Now, the next thing is the orbs. Which, what's the name of them things? I'm probably just going to keep calling them orbs, but... Omnipotent orbs. What the fuck are the omnipotent orbs? Omnipotent orb basically makes it so any attack, be it physical or special, or magical, I guess, as basically it prevents any damage except almighty damage, which is basically attack from God's intervention. It bends the laws of the universe to prevent that attack from hitting. Now that would basically mean that, okay, so the orb will prevent Gur from stand rushing and thus trapping Joker into an infinite loop, right? Well, reading up on the wiki on these things, there are characters that have means of bypassing how the orb works. Those characters being, where are they? Caroline and Justine, which I think are the fucking weird prison guard little girls in the fucking the Velvet Room. I'm pretty sure they apparently have multiple means to bypass the effects of the orb without doing almighty damage. So if there's that implies that there is the possibility that Gur can bypass how the infinite orbs work. Or not the why did I say infinite orb? The omnipotent orb. There is that possibility that Gur can bypass the orb because of the whole thing saying that no matter what, Gur will. You can't really beat Gur. Or I'm paraphrasing. What's the exact quote here? I can't find the exact quote. Hold on. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna look weird here, but I'm not editing this. You can't make me edit this. I'm looking up Giorno on the Versus Wiki. I'm not using Versus Wiki as my guide, but I'm more so just looking at the fucking abilities. Said granted future to occur is, in turn, a reality that none who stand before Gur will ever arrive to without Gur being aware of it. So basically, it's, you can't stop Gur. Okay, no one who stands before Gur will arrive at the reality that will occur no matter what abilities they may wield. That's another thing with Gur. Which is, I think they're all, like, direct quotes as seeing that Gur could negate King Crimson and its future. Or King Crimson's ability of guaranteeing the future he desired. So, there is that. There's that whole thing. So, would that bypass the omnipotent orbs? And I kind of want to lean that it could bypass these orbs because of... Hey, that kind of worked on, well, other characters in Persona can bypass it without almighty damage. Though there's also the argument of Joker having casualty manipulation or resistance, which is something that Giorno has with Gur, because it went against the timeline that the future that Diablo saw. So could Gur bypass that? Which is also very tricky to figure out because of the whole no power can bypass Gur and the future it holds. because there's also the power nullification, which is no one who stands for Gur will arrive at the reality that will occur no matter what abilities they may wield. So would that include the resistance, or... It's tricky, because it really just depends on how the team's going to interpret this shit, because, oh god. That's very hard to figure out. I know, I'm all over the place with this. I'm fucking all over. Was there anything else I could... No, I think that's all. So I guess it's just gonna be are they gonna scale Joker to infinite or immeasurable speeds via Shin Megami Tensei, which they probably won't. And can Joker resist Gur? And can Gur counter those resistances? That's the debate. It's very unclear because of like how little screen time we have of Gur, and just how vague that whole fucking stand works. It's very hard to say. I kind of want to lean betting Giorno. Like I said, I've gone back and forth on who I think wins, so it's not like an easy decision to make. Mainly, the reason why I want to lean Giorno here is because of the orbs being countered before in universe in Persona without almighty damage, and it's claimed like multiple means of doing this, so it's not just almighty damage, as well as the whole thing that the future will arrive to the one Gur has set, basically. So that could likely counter the Giorno's resistance to casualty manipulation. So I kind of want to linger Giorno here. It's very tricky. My roots and bets it's been not even a week of me recording this, and my root and bet has already gone, well, not my bet, my root had constantly gone back and forth between Giorno and Joker. I'll probably settle... I'm going Giorno for now, but it's not set in stone. I want to make that clear. My bet on Giorno is not set in stone, okay? Because I still want to wait for the G1 block for this matchup and to see what goes on in the analysis before I set like okay, this is who I think wins. So if you're angry about me citing Giorno here, I might change my mind, okay? Don't be an ass. But, God, it's like Vader versus Obito, where I just went on like a 20-minute tangent about like who the fuck I think wins. And Bill versus Discord. So, yeah, I'm betting on Giorno. I'm rooting Giorno. I'm currently betting on Giorno. I might change my bet to Joker by the end of the rundowns. I just thought this was going to be a cool episode. Maybe this could be a vocal track. I don't know. It probably won't be, but it could be a vocal track. Maybe take inspirations from the Golden Wind openings and Never See It Coming. I don't remember the name of the Persona track, but you know, the one that everyone memes on. That one. Maybe if it's lyrical, it could take inspiration from those. It'll probably be an instrumental track. The other JoJo tracks have both been... all three of them, actually. Why am I saying the other two? The last three JoJo tracks have all been instrumental. So this will probably also be instrumental, but hey, if it takes like inspiration from You Never See It Coming, I'm okay with it being vocal. I mainly just want it to be a very jazzy like track. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm also hoping this will be a good episode, regardless of who wins. I know Omni-Man vs. Bardock, that has a lot of outcry over the outcome. Good God, Giorno Joker probably gonna have a lot of outcry over the outcome. I'm scared. I'm scared for that, but I'm excited for the episode. And the next will probably be Bowser vs. Eggman, because, I don't know, I kind of would want the year to end on a surprise, so I feel like, I didn't really want the premiere to be one we already knew, but I feel like best case scenario of what we have now. Next is Bowser vs. Eggman, since we have to get that, sadly. And then we end off the year with a matchup that we do not know yet. Because all the other matchups we do know of, that's next year, and the year after. Also, Master Chief vs. Doomslayer won the vote. the rematch vote. I never bothered making a video talking about my takes on the rematch options or a post, but that was the one I was hoping to win, and it was apparently by a large margin too. Which, hell yeah, I was a bit worried that Shadow vs. Mewtwo might beat it, so I'm very happy that it didn't. Anyways, like I said, rooting Giorno, currently betting Giorno, but it might change to Joker by the time we get the episode. I don't know. But I am super excited for this episode, and be civil in the comments. I don't think I'm going to get enough people here for me to be worried, but still, be civil in the comments. Anyways, base.